Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22. This is Career Mode episode 114. It's the final stage of the Tour de Suisse, and it is going to be a monumental task for us as well. It's a mega stage with some really hard climbs, and our leader that we found ourselves having, because he had some early success, some good race day condition, and even managed to level up over the course of this race, is Taraskin. And his base is a 75 mountain rating. He's sitting on zeros today, but he does have a +1 to his mountain and to his stamina and to his flat rating. That's all relevant to what we're going to be up to on this one, as we have quite a few riders off front, and maybe, just maybe, I want to throw somebody up the road. McKellar, you're coming through at a perfect time and sitting 91st overall. You know what? Let's see if we can go get you into the breakaway so we can salvage you, save you, and use you later on in support. And Guzman coming through. Okay, Guzman, go ahead and protect Taraskin. Big climbs, and we're already at the base. Let's pause for a second and get ourselves set. Karaman's the other obvious leader. Vandenberg has a good race day condition, but he sucks as a climber, so it's not going to be terribly helpful. We have Huggins, and we have Bach to protect him, so one of our support riders on a -2, but at least we've got a couple neutrals, but no positives in a useful place on the team whatsoever. And then McKellar, well, at least he's got a 0, I suppose. And we're about to make contact with these front guys, and it's now a front 17. He is sitting on. He will not contribute whatsoever. He is there for one purpose and one purpose only, and it is not to win the stage. He is 100% there to support Taraskin, who's already going to need to up the effort, and we suddenly have a big influx of boy, these guys are pushing hard here. 18 riders, just 1 minute ahead. They might get pulled back. This is worrying how hard we are having to push already. Really? You are way back here? Jeez. Oh, this is not good, folks. Not good. Blinking red at an 83, and already to the middle of the peloton is our team leader, and McKellar. Yes, his group's still here. Let's hope that contact is made here rather soon, and McKellar and this group get pulled back in. 7K to go on this first climb. We're not even halfway up, and the field is... Guzman got dropped. Seriously? Come on, dude. Just put him to auto. Huggins is at the back. Damn. Taraskin is alone already. Let's get... Who's your box fading? Man, this is not good. Oh my goodness. Taraskin's been dropped. Come on. The group lost contact. Huggins gets back up here to protect Taraskin, but put him on auto and Huggins on protection. Karaman, is he our leader now? I mean, like I said, how fast he faded was worrying. McKellar's group finally is caught. Will this group set up, or are they going to continue to drive forward? McKellar's already out of energy. Oh my goodness. Vandenberg's somehow still here. Okay, change of tactic. Huggins, lead, Taraskin, follow. Bach got dropped. Already got those two on auto, yes. These guys riding solo, they have nobody else around, so let's see what we can do to get back into this race with Taraskin. But we are not sacrificing, well, these two could drop back to help for the next climb and help try to pull, as Karaman's going to stay. We've got to have somebody in the front group. Just 54 left in the peloton already. 53 left in the peloton. Karaman makes it over the top. He's got a better base, but he had a bad start to the race in the early stages. I think he had like a -5 race day condition one day, or he had a crash one day. Whatever it was, he ended up losing a fairly big chunk of time at it. It left us out. These two are going to drop back to support this one. Those two don't matter. Hagens ran out of energy before the top, and that all happened really quickly, and it actually opened the gap quite a bit, but Hagens try to pull forward a little bit while the other two come back to support, and then we will rest Hagens after that. We use him to try to gain some time here on the descent as Terraskin recovers. Okay, there's the other two. So now we change this up. Hagens is going to go to the back, and then we will have, who's the better descender? Today it's Vandenberg. He's also the better climber. McKellar is, so Vandenberg's going to go. Hagens to the back will allow him to recover a little bit. We might just be able to get him over that Cat 2 and get us back in at least with this second group. Meanwhile, Karaman, yeah, he's fine. Okay, these guys are going to be climbing again here relatively soon. We don't want to be going at a 99 for 5K. So, the 29 are nearly in contact. There's only a small gap up there, and then we have a larger gap, but not a huge one, and we've got some momentum right now that Vandenberg, he's a punchy guy. Let's use that punchiness to, yeah, look how much we closed that gap down just like that. And Vandenberg, keep on pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, make contact. Make contact. Get in there, yeah, boy. Okay, that's goal number one, was make contact with this group. Just gonna make life a lot easier. Meanwhile, up here, Karaman hanging on just fine. Another acceleration, though. But if we can hang on to this group through this climb, I could see this group regaining contact before the second Alls Cat. By the way, the first one was the Furka Pass. This one is the Susten Pass. Hagens. Vandenberg. See you later, alligator. Not gonna make the top, are you? Vandenberg is gonna give way to McKellar here shortly. A little bit of an acceleration from some of these guys. So let's, yeah, McKellar. Terraskin's fine. And he will recover on the descent, so do not lose contact with these guys, please. Vandenberg looks like he is about to lose contact. He might just hang on, but I don't think he will. There's enough of a... ooh, hello, somebody down. Pool's one of the leaders of the race, I think. Vandenberg still in contact? Yes, he is. Okay, we're gonna, with McKellar, push forward a little bit. We need to recover though, so you can't push too hard here. 1 minute behind. Ramen and 54 in the Peloton, and riders attacking. Hagens goes down. Hagens goes down. So he's still down. He is still down. He is up. And he is moving. What is that jersey he is wearing? Second in the point standings. Nice. I did not realize that he was so highly placed there. Okay, Vandenberg. Back in this line, please. Okay, get some water. We've nearly made contact with these guys. We've pulled back about 30 seconds over the descent. Terraskin is fully recovered, so we have that part. Another big crash. Stuyven involved. You're going to have to get yourself water. You have to now. These guys are going to make contact at some point, but it's going to be too late to get assistance. And look how close McKellar is to have brought it back. And he has brought it back. Yes, sirree. We're going to swap these two. Go with the better descender and worse climber and let McKellar get some recovery in. So we will have his support, but we've got to get towards the front of the group. But we've done it! We are back in contact. And Terraskin is still fresh, but it just shows how worrying things are in regards to Terraskin's capabilities for the remainder of the stage. And a ton of riders crash. Vandenberg. Okay, McKellar and Terraskin have gotten past it. Okay, we'll check on Vandenberg. McKellar's still moving forward. Vandenberg is going to get up and resume with him. It was far enough back that no leaders were involved. Put him on auto. Man, oh man, has this been a wild ride. We go through the sprint point and begin climbing, and McKellar is just now gotten us back in position. So we switch, and we switch, and switch. And you're going to follow back to your leader. Zeros on these three. We have 3 guys for this climb. We were hoping Hoggins would be here, but he crashed and fell back. We were hoping Vandenberg... Well, I wasn't hoping Vandenberg would be here, but he had a +4 and was doing really, really well and put himself in position to be here. And then, you know, he crashed and went back. So, theoretically, at the base of this climb, we're only short 1 guy, and Terraskin's back in place. But you can see just how quickly he is struggling. We are, you know, just in the early phase of this climb. The first steep bit is just now hitting, and he was already down to 70% of his stamina for the day. We are going to have to back off a bit on this and accept that at some point we are going to drift. And we're just going to have to let it happen because he is nowhere near. He's already under 50% right now. Down to 70. We're going to have to go what pace we can go and conserve because 13.5K to climb. No way he is making it 13.5K. Karaman takes over. Karaman gels. Keller, see you later. We've only dropped 5 riders so far. We've caught the break. We're going to drop about 20 here in a moment from the looks of it, but a lot of those guys somehow still had something left in the tank, but Terraskin does not have much left in the tank. There is steep section number 2 of, I'd say, 3. You have a steep section right here, steep section right there, and a steep section right at the peak. Terraskin and Karaman are both about to get dropped. Karaman will stay with Terraskin. With both of them low on energy, it's better to take the pair and let them ride together. Down to 38 in the Peloton. We hang on for the time being and are recovering slightly. Pace has lifted. That means a lot of the riders, and especially the support riders that are leading at the front, themselves are struggling, and we are recovering just a little bit. 5K to go on the climb. Can we somehow survive? Holy shnikes. 4K to go. Again, surviving, struggling, but surviving because nobody is getting dropped right now because nobody has, well, what those 3 have. Riding off into the sunset and attacking. But the rest of the group remains intact and we are going to recover. Hell yeah. Whew. Wow. Extreme luck. We were completely gassed with just under 6K to go on that climb. And here we are, recovering and in the main group. And we have 3 guys, Van Gils, Bogley, 744 down, Van Gils, 927 down, and Rubio. Let them go win the stage. They are not the threat. Terraskin, 3 minutes down overall, 4 minutes that we can afford to lose. And you know we're not losing 4 minutes because Jumbo-Visma, who didn't have the ability to keep pushing that last 5K and sat up, will have recovered and have support riders, and they will chase those 3 guys down, and we will regain some ground. Okay, now Taraskin can push an 85. 8.5K to go, and we are seeing Taberi on the attack. We're going to see a response from Toynes and Tollhook. 7.8. It does flatten out, by the way. That's not the finish line. Finish line is 2.2K later. So an additional 2K to go. Totally flat from the looks of it. Taraskin, you are punchy, so actually we can afford to go a little bit harder than an 85 here at some stage, but when that stage is. We're down to 39. Riders are getting dropped because of the pace. Nordhagen on the attack. That's going to elicit a response, I'm sure. 2 minutes to those guys, but again, not threatening our position. Can we hang on to a 6th position? What a surprise. What a shock that would be. 4K to go on the climb. I'm liking this 87 because, again, it inches into that hills territory, which is +3 over his mountain. 3K to go. Another acceleration. Dangerous guys on the move. But remember, it's not just the climb. You've still got another couple K to go after that. And those guys have already been caught. And those front guys are now coming back at us. 1K to go to the top of this climb. Not a lot left in the tank. Not a lot. But that's an attack. That's an attack that I think it's time. Not 99. Let's go. Yeah, Pogacar. Follow Pogacar. Karaman, follow Pogacar. Follow Pogacar. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 2K to go. Karaman. Okay, he's given it everything that he can. 1K to go. Taraskin. Sprinting. And Taraskin sprinting for the line. 3 guys at the front of the race, but we are so well placed otherwise. Enric Mas, so we're not going to move ahead of him. Bogle and Pogacar. Bogle not a factor on time. Manier. Taraskin is 5th. And Simmons. Garcia. Will a gap be given there? There was a little gap, but a big group. Unless one of your front contenders loses time. Enric Mas was the only one we were close to, and he has won the stage. Bogle was not close to us, and Pogacar is winning overall. Therefore, guaranteed we are hanging on to our 6th position, but is anyone who's been lost, like Taberi, will Taberi lose time? He was 3 minutes ahead. It won't be enough. So Taberi's still here. Nordhagen is still here. Who was the other one that was ahead of us? We've seen 4 of the 5. I'm not sure who the 5th one was. I don't think we're moving up. But man, oh man, I think we've hung on to a 6th position. Sponsor objective was a top 5. They should be thrilled based on the team we had and what the result was. But of course, they'll be somewhat disappointed that we didn't get the top 5, even though we might only miss it by 15 seconds. Under the circumstances, this has been a phenomenal race. We'll at least only get the partial failure, unless that one rider who I'm not picking out at the moment somehow did get dropped and lost a big chunk of time, and in which case we would be finishing 5th place. First piece of good news, time gaps have been given. That small gap between Riccitello and Arensman is given. It's only 7 seconds gained over those guys, though. It does help distance. You know, we had that guy who's like 1 second behind us, so that's not a threat. But again, Moss gains 14 and 10, so he gains 24 seconds. We did not overcome him, and he was the one. He was the only one guy who was close to us ahead of us. Remember, it was a big gap to everybody else, and we were nearly a minute behind anyway, so that one's not happening. I don't think he's moving up either. I think he's still going to be 4th place, I suspect. Bogley, fantastic day, clearly at a +5 because he had attacked and done so well, and then was somehow able to attack again on the final climb, which is, absurd. So he was clearly in massive form. But big collection of riders all coming in down to 34th. Van Gils, was that the 5th guy? 44 seconds down is all, though, so only about 30 seconds gained. Or was it Vingegaard? Only an additional minute lost for him, in which case we're talking about him still being safely ahead of us. Pretty sure it's 6th place for us. And it is. So Pogacar is the overall race winner. This was the final stage, so this does it for the Tour de Suisse. Pogacar, a minute 13 ahead of Tiberi. Nordhagen moves into 3rd. It was Vingegaard. Moss moves into 4th, so he does move up 1 spot ahead of Vingegaard. But again, like I said, Vingegaard's gap was well ahead of us. Gaining a minute on him was nowhere near enough. We needed an additional minute, but we do keep 6th place, which is absolutely phenomenal for a guy who started this race with a 73 mountain rating, finished it with a 75, had some good race day condition bonuses in the early stages, didn't. In the final stages, his combined over the final 3-4 stages was a +2 total. That's really good to hang on to that with some serious mountains that we had to overcome with pretty limited team support. That last one, we were absolutely saved by having some guys around, having Karaman there at the end. He finishes in 20th position. Now Nordhagen is going to steal that under 25s from us. Pogacar steals the points jersey from Hagens, so we don't end up taking either of them. That part's disappointing, but I think that was a wonderful team performance to claim a 6th place in this race. But again, that is going to actually hurt our sponsor evaluation when we get tomorrow. And it does. We progress 1 day, and you can see we have dropped from just barely getting in that blue and that super success to just that partial success again. But not a massive drop. We still have what it takes to get back up there, but it's going to be tricky. It really is. This is the trickiest sponsor season that I've had in ages, and you can see why. We've had a lot of minor failures, and we have not had very many successes. The Giro, Lenny Martinez getting that 5th place has been massive for boosting this up. But all that is left, the only sponsor objective now remaining, is the top 5 for the Tour de France. And that's not the team that we have going to the Tour de France. We have a team going for the points jersey. We have a team going for stage wins. And we have one guy sitting in there who's we are desperately hoping can get a top 10. We're in a little bit of trouble for that. As for noteworthy results, we got 2 pluses in that Tour de Suisse with wearing the leader's jersey and getting a stage win with Hagens. Keeping up with the registered riders, we have a lot of guys that are popular, and that helps Tour de France. We will have somebody popular, and that's the last one that one's going to matter, so we'll maintain that score. But then, of course, the overall squad one is, well, hurting us quite a bit. As well as we are doing in these departments, this one hurts. So it's those noteworthy results that are going to be the key at this point. So can us with a team of individuals, because what's next? It's not the Tour de France, it's the national championships in the Tour de France. And that's it. That's our last 2 opportunities to gain favor with the sponsors. Tour de France is going to be a problem. We're hoping for that top 10, so it's only a partial failure, but that's going to drop us down, not forward. Number of stage wins, maybe wearing a jersey for a bit, can overcome that negative, maybe trade off, neutralize it. But right now, we don't have the score we need. We need to gain some results. The only place to do it's the national championships. And here's the problem with the national championships. I have 1 rider per nation. And with 1 rider per nation, you go into those races as a favorite. It's you against the entire field. There is zero support whatsoever, and there is a 0.1% chance of winning a race like that. Time trials are a different matter. But again, if you compete directly in the time trial, you then go into, here's a fun fact for you about this game. Quick Sim does not take difficulty level into account, but it does take attributes into account. So if you are an 80 mountain and they are an 80 mountain, you go into Quick Sim, you have a 50-50 chance against that rider. If you are an 80 mountain and they are an 80 mountain and you go compete, or let's say time trial, since that's where I'm saying our chances are a bit better in the individual pursuits. If you are an 80 time trial and they are an 80 time trial and then you go in and compete, I know that I can eke out every ounce of energy and play the game better than them. But they have bonus applied, and they're going to have that 84 base time trial plus whatever race day condition. You have whatever race day condition, but they are going to start with a +4 advantage. So beating the AI in a time trial is ridiculously complicated. It's really hard to pull off. The Quick Sim button has better odds of actually getting the win. So I have to kind of take my chances and hope that some of these guys can get some results in their respective national championships. And with those, we can then go in and get a few noteworthy results. Because our list of noteworthy results, let me move my camera for a second so you can see. Our list of noteworthy results is a total allotment of 9 pluses. That isn't even enough to overcome the regular objectives and our evaluation that exists there, because it's the combination of those two that make up for that one. In our results tab, you may not see it depending on size of your screen, your resolution, brightness, but we have about a 93% evaluation when it comes to results. There's a good 7% or so missing. Some national championships, some noteworthy results can get that up to that 100%, can push it technically beyond. And that's where we always get that 100% evaluation, is we always have great noteworthy results. And we're not having a bad season. We've done very well for ourselves, except in the races that count this year. It's been such a weird year. I mean, we're 1,000 points ahead in the World Tour rankings. We are second in the Super Prestige. However, we are just behind Ineos, not even 200 points back. And then we are damn near 1,000. We're 800 ahead of Bahrain Victorious in third. So we are doing quite well. We were first in Super Prestige until just now. We are having a good season, but the right races have not gone our way. And the wrong races are the ones that we are pulling out. We are consistently good. We've still got a challenge to get that money up. And the money matters. The money does matter, especially to re-sign some guys. Good news, though, World Tour is stabilized. That is no longer a threat because we have a zillion guys, give or take a zillion, that are now 5.5 stars. So we are permanently entrenched in World Tour now, and that's obviously a good thing. And actually, hey, reality here, we're 2 months away from release of PCM23. The release date's upcoming. Don't get me started on what the new features are, though. I might put out a video about that one, I might not. I do want to still get my key for that one and not have to pay for it myself. That's about all I get. Don't want to burn any bridges. There's a reason. There's a reason why I think they're really light on it this year. I have a feeling something is in the works, but not for this year, coming year. Anyway, we are in a worrying position a little bit. Right now, the finances at 253. 319 is a massive jump. 286 is not a bad jump, but we could really use that massive jump. So we are going to make every effort. We are going to push to get that super success. And I do think that we are going to have to be very, very aggressive to win some stages in the Tour de France. And if we come away with one stage victory, I don't think we're going to make super success. And this is rare territory to be in outside of like season one, where you have the insanely weak team and getting results is absurdly hard. Usually I'm crushing it 100% each and every year. Whew. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.